9:30 a.m. All passengers disembarking here in Garrelia, please exit the platform via the bridge. I repeat, do not approach the rope barriers on platform 1. Passengers wishing to travel on the Transcontinental Railroad, please wait on platform 2. Yeah, look, platform 2. What's going on here? All this security feels kind of ominous. Seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. Chee. At any rate, good day, everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what is this Eisengraf you mentioned? As in Iron Count, right? You'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. No. A special express train? It couldn't be. Right on time. Well, of course it would slow down time for Toa. There's Toa. There's Prince Oliver. Hey! Just think like that's slow motion. Think how fast he just turned his head. Would have snapped his neck. So that was the Eisengraf. Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraf, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all of the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles or peerage. Marine? Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa, and Prince Olivert on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Eisengraf whooshed by so quickly. Nah, it was probably just a coincidence. It's more than just a glance, though. I could see them clearly. In detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for their cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway service bound for Crossbell State now arriving on platform 2. Here it comes. Yeah, looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. Merp. Hey, there they are. Green, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course. Have a safe trip, everyone. Oh, who's that classy-looking babe? Should have just stayed on the train. We've received word from Squad 8. No unusual movements have been detected near the That one always gets me. Because it's like Twin Dragons Bridge. It's like, yes, it is correct, but for some reason I want to say Twins Dragon Bridge. I don't know why. It's going to constantly happen. We also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraf has finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will. I'm certain of it. How are you certain of it? The name of the game, everyone. I see. Sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days, too. Yeah, I find it kind of hard to believe you could have seen the ghost of Leanne Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Toval and that Radiant Blade Master went. Sounds like Duke Cayenne Pepper is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Uri Special Economic Zone. Though I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago. Is that right? Yeah. The Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. It's hardly a mystery why the reformers think so highly of it. Yes. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since they showed... Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is that related somehow to why we're going to the fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you passed through the fortress by train before? I see. Just us, huh? Can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why is that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. The camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep. It's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? A gateway to the Empire, and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Again, I love this. What's that dot there up above the T? Always suspicious of such things these days. The train carrying Class 7 continued its ride on the transcontinental line, heading toward the east. They passed through the Twin Dragons Bridge, a Kreuzing Provincial Army base, and several stations later, it was finally time to pass through the fortress, which loomed large on the border with Crossbell State. 11:20 a.m. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is the Fortress. The Fortress. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at the station. Be advised that all orbital photography is strictly prohibited within the Fortress and is punishable by Imperial law. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Oh, that was kinda... It sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors hear gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Adios's name is that? Now I'm curious, and I do not want the answer to this question, by the way. How much of this base we actually see in the one Crossbell game I've not played? I can't wait to find out. Remember, do not tell me. Otherwise you get shadow banned. The scale is just This is the fortress? This entire place is built from iron and concrete. Just how much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep. That was about as entertaining as I'd hoped. Not that I'm surprised. Thought the same thing when I first saw it. From the crossbell side, all you can see is a cliff, though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor. What did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strength and forms its foundation. And what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly as here? The name of the game, everyone. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen, mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. Anyone want to see what happened there? That was not 5 minutes. On the other side of this fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbell City, right? I think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbell City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thors Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class VII, reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me...
And set me free. Trust me, we will escape from the fortress. Guy with the blue hair looks lost. Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip? Here. So what exactly does that entail, Instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at the Proving Ground. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will be both participating, and you will be observing it. We're going to watch a military exercise? The 4th Armored Division, huh? The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. And did you know our friend the Major here is the most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not actively participating. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all. but we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourselves. That's all from me. It's currently 11:50 hours. No idea how to say that. It's 11:50. Lunch has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I'd advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. Rations. So, this food? We have salty corned beef and I think I'm getting a hint of peas from this soup. You could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I do think it wouldn't have hurt to use a few more herbs or flavors in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. Didn't think the food they served in the mess hall at Zenda Gate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from the same batch too, by the look of it. Really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me to eat here too. You guys really think this is that bad? Really brings back memories for me too. At least there's some cheese and an apple. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. Yeah, but is there any ice cream? There needs to be ice cream, like in case, you know what? Big pile of ice cream, then just come in with a giant ice cream scoop. Brilliant. So that explains it. I see. So, the army serves simple food all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing. Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army, in the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day as though a war effort depends on them. Every day? So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war. It's a bit too much to mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial armies serve is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope in an actual war were to break out. And it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor LaBelle serves up some pretty tasty food in their army. LaBelle's army is fairly elite, probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these things are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know? If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do with fewer of your pithy remarks in my diet, Instructor Valestine. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the Proving Ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. So when you say whatever we like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course. You're welcome to roam around as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. So, go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. Though if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. It would be a shame to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Yes, we should. What? Did you come back to complain about the food some more? It's just a welcome meal of sorts. It's not like we serve food like that every day of the week. Just 6 days out of 7. On the 7th day, you don't eat. But, oh, wait. But on that one other day, we serve up the army's famous hashed beef rice. It's really good, you know. Gives the soldiers something to look forward to. I mean, I guess. Do I even need to rest? There's the beef rice. Like, cheese. Cheese. Sorry, not cheese, is it? No. There are thousands of soldiers stationed here in the fortress. That means it can get awfully crowded in here in the mess hall. So we do everything in shifts. Though you inevitably get people coming in late. So we never really have much in the way of downtime. There are thousands of soldiers stationed in the fortress. It can get awfully crowded, so we do everything in shifts. You inevitably get people coming late, so we never really have much in the way of downtime. Fair enough. The Vandas are a military family entrusted with the protection of the Imperial family. They're also famous for the house's style of swordsmanship. A few of them serve in the Imperial Army, actually. You've got Lieutenant General Vanda from the 3rd Armored Division, and there's apparently another Vanda in the 7th. You should ask Major Neidhart more. I heard those two were classmates. A few members of the Vanda family actually serve in the Imperial Army. Gonna be the same. Yeah. Where are you? Come here. These days, I find myself looking forward to mealtime so I can read letters from my family while I eat. It sure ain't the food that puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. Don't think I could keep this slop down if I didn't have these letters to take my mind off it. Well, you just got a generic name, sir. Okay, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to begin? Let's do this floor... Just want to go out here. Yes, very impressive airship. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Doubt it. When's that gonna happen? You'll find the canyon to the east, and Crossbell lies beyond it. They're currently in the middle of some international conference over there. Yes, they are. We're interested about looking back the opposite direction, really. It's like, look at the size of this place. Just like, jeez. Can we actually see anything of Crossbell from this angle? I doubt we can, but... Crazy. Really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to your eye. Your eye was super lively, but this place... And Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Uriah these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. Didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all of the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I go as far to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. Don't know if I'd go that far. Oh. That little bird told me the Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. Wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under the Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like it's a pretty complicated issue. Sure, I've heard the claims that Chancellor Osborne's main priority is Erebonian territorial expansion. Am I being too hard-headed? Yes and no. You're one stubborn kid. Oh well, we're here anyway. Might as well try to enjoy it. We're about to head out for our military exercise. They say the 4th Armored Division's the strongest unit in the Imperial Army. Looking forward to this. Try not to get too close to the airships. Nah. What are you gonna do about it, mate? Hey? Shoot me? Don't shoot me. Right, that should do it. Normally I'd tell you how powerful these things are, but you're about to see for yourself. Am I? Alright then. It's not doing it. Mate, it's not doing anything. Alright, very well, very well. Oh, you mean at 2? Oh, I see. Was it half 2? I can't remember now. It's later in the afternoon. I'm sure it'll be fine. Someone will tell us. Hopefully. So what we got down here? Oh my. Tonks. Big tonks. Seems like this is the hangar for tonks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. Indeed. Now, where am I on the map? I want to start over here. Whoa! Start over here with this person here. This is the first hangar where we keep our tanks. Every soldier in the 5th Armored Division knows it back to front. Be sure to take a good look around. Will do, will do. We spent the whole night fitting the old tanks with C units for today's military exercise. Can you believe it? I've been at this all night without so much as a minute of shut-eye. Once this is done, I'm gonna sleep like no one's ever slept before. These new armored cars are state-of-the-art technology, but they're practically toys compared to the Aktsen tanks. Let me know on that one. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Aktsen. Lunch is waiting for me after this. I can hear it calling my name. Engineer! Engineer! Just gotta keep it up a bit longer. Get out of my way. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many Aktsens lined up like this. The rifle company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. It sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily these Aktens can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. There's no doubt that they'll be using the Aktens in this exercise. Well, you don't get to go eyes on with this stuff every day. Let's see what Mother's tanks are made of. Metal, I'd imagine. Probably metal. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Marine? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have then. Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. I'm not looking forward to this. It's been nice to see my dad for the first time in a while. I can't wait. The legendary Craig the Red will be overseeing our military exercise today. He's the man every soldier should aspire to be. A strong fighter and brilliant tactician, rolled into one. You just feel the excitement in the air. I can. Makes me just want to climb up this tank and stand on it. My daughter's turning 3 soon. Don't worry, Daddy'll be home soon. He just needs to survive his overtime. Good luck. I wonder what that dot was. It was coming towards me. The Aktens have some crazy firepower, but they require a lot of maintenance. They're like fussy little babies. If fussy little babies could fire armor-piercing rounds anyway. The older engineers seem really worn out. I'm new here myself, but it sounds like it's always like this when they have to prep for military exercises. Oh dear. Go around the corner. This here is called the Orbital Net. Got it hooked up after the rifle company asked us to test it out. Gotta say, it's pretty darn impressive. You can pretty much access it whenever you want. You can give way more specific orders than you can on the phone. To be honest, this overtime would have been a huge nightmare if it weren't for this. Makes sense for that to be here, considering how close it is to Crossbell, etc. One thing I want to check. Like, yeah, the motor pool comes up on the other side. So, I'm thinking we end this part here. In the next part, we carry on exploring the fortress. So, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now!